COVID-19 means ANZAC Day 2020 will be like no other.
At dawn, Queenslanders won't assemble at cenotaphs but line their own streets, finding new ways to honour a legend born 115 years ago.
When 98-year-old widow Joan McDonald looked outside this morning, tears filled her eyes.
The biggest surprise of my life.
Her husband Edward was in the army.
I was very proud of him, and I just thought, why not put him out amongst the poppies?
1,500 line the lawns at Blue Care and Cardbrook, handmade and laid with love by Lucy Lou.
While it's in the poppies, I was a bit emotional because I think about all our residents here, present and past.
For the first time since the Second World War, there'll be no street parades. Cenotaphs will be bare, but that spirit will still burn bright.
An ANZAC Day, which will be one to remember for a very long time.
A call to arms to light up the dawn from our driveways and stream the RSL Queensland service from 6 a.m.
Lest we forget.
In Toowoomba, there'll be a front yard salute to a fallen soldier and friend.
The ones that didn't come back, but also the families.
Like Frankie O'Leary from Yirrongpilly, whose brother died in the Battle of Long Tan. In his honour, all her neighbours will line Green Street with a splash of red.
I think it'll be very emotional, especially when they play the last post, because that is always very tear-jerking.
Australia's oldest Victoria Cross recipient Keith Payne is auctioning his ceremonial slouch hat to raise money for Rotary.
Even if they make 2 bob, it's all right.
Fellow veteran Bruce Wallace was planning on popping around the block until word got out.
That's turned into Operation Drive-By.
Now he has 190 stops through Talabudra.
We just cannot believe it. It's spreading like a virus.
Eleanor Belgrove's grandfather was a light horseman in Gallipoli.
You're allowed to exercise in twos, and I figured my exercise was on horseback.
So at dawn through Dalby, she'll ride past the driveways of local diggers.
It could be their last ANZAC, and it would be so sad to think that they couldn't do it with somebody there.
But a tribute overhead won't go ahead. A tiger moth flyover from Caboolture canned, deemed in breach of COVID restrictions.
We're going to be at 1,000 feet, so there's absolutely no risk.
If you looked at each individual thing in isolation, you would say, yep, that's fine, and that's fine, and that's fine, but add them all up together and you've then got a major problem.
But not if you stay at home. And standing in on behalf of those 5 million Queenslanders at home, there will be just 4 people here at ANZAC Square. No crowds allowed for a solemn and eerily empty service. Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, Lord Mayor Adrian Schrinner, Governor Paul de Jersey and RSL President Tony Ferris will lay wreaths at 4:28 a.m. Same time the ANZACs landed in Gallipoli in 1915.
Thanks, Mac. Let's go to Crystal Etherington now. Crystal, the scenes at Currumbin Beach will also be very different.
That's right. The Elephant Rock Dawn service is one of the country's most popular commemorations, where tens of thousands of people usually gather to pay their respects. But in the morning there'll be no service and especially no huge crowds. Instead, the Currumbin RSL has pre-recorded a tribute to be televised on Sunrise at 7 a.m. It's expected a few people may still turn up to the coastline at dawn, so police say they will be patrolling the area just to ensure everyone keeps a safe distance.
Thanks, Crystal. And our ANZAC Day coverage will begin at 4:30 with the service from Brisbane, then Currumbin at 7 on Sunrise. Shocking.